welcome to Bears Banter, week number 10, Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Bears Banter is where the Chicago fans, Bears fans meet to talk about the Bears game. Welcome on the broadcast tonight. We have Flournoy, Jaye Beasley, and Guy Moore. Tammy couldn't make it tonight, but we're going to have a great time tonight as much as we can with another Bears loss. This will make 4 games in a row. How's everybody doing tonight?
Disgusted.
Good. I'm good.
Disgusted.
They're disgusted.
How do you stop an elephant from charging?
Is that right?
Credit card.
How you do that?
You give him the Bears playbook.
Let's just jump into the first question that we always have when the Bears lose a game, and the question is always simple: what happened?
Nothing.
You want to start it off, Jay? Jay, which one are y'all playing?
I'll start it off.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. The more things change, the more things stay the same. We saw a little bit of creativity in the beginning of the first quarter, but the offense, I hate to use the same word, it's abysmal. It's abysmal. There is nothing that these guys are doing. And, even in the beginning of the game, the offensive line gave Nick Foles some time, which I want to get into that. They gave Nick Foles some time. He missed some throws. That interception, that first interception that he threw to Miller, that went off Miller's hands, Miller was wide open. The ball was too high. He missed some throws. He missed a lot of throws tonight, and he had a clean pocket. But that just lets you know that it's one of those things where it's like he's skittish. He's gun shy right now. And to that point, now he's hurt. So that's what happened tonight. No running game. How do you activate a running back and you throw 2 screen passes the entire night? He didn't get Lamar Miller didn't get no carries. I think Octavius Pierce got maybe 2 or 3 carries. Ryan Nall didn't get not a carry. The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Okay. Hey, I'd like to add a guest that joined us tonight, Terrence. Welcome, Terrence, to the broadcast. How are you doing tonight?
How you doing?
What's up, brother?
All right. So what we on right now, Terrence, is we're entertaining our first question. What happened tonight? And we'd like to put you on the hot seat and tell what you think happened tonight.
Bill Lazor, I'm going to be the first one to call it out. There's no way you can have an offensive coordinator with no offensive coordination. This was his first real prime time calling plays. Remember, before he came to the Bears, he was, I think, just a consultant for Penn State. Before that, 3 years with the Bengals. You have to bring someone in here that can call plays for this offense. You need a quarterback that's not skittish in the pocket, who's afraid to move. We're not going to make the playoffs with this type of play. Defense can only sustain for so long before they start to break down. And as you see, Akeem Hicks, we don't know what's going to happen with him. And as we saw what happened last year when he went down, the rest of the season went down as well.
Good
So
point.
Okay. So, so Guy, what's your opinion on what happened tonight?
Anemic, anorexic, fill in any other words you want. Scarsdale diet. You can pick one. I mean, now something that we all talked about was tempo. Tempo was great. Like at the first quarter, we started seeing guys, they were just like sort of up. They were like happy, like, yeah, let's go. Guys had a little bit of pep in this step. And the play calling really wasn't that bad. It just seemed like when they start going to third, 3 downs and out, it just seemed like they start calling the play conducive to like, oh, it's an emergency. We got to do this, as opposed to what Jay always says. You call the plays commensurate to what you see in front of you. And I want to say it was the third or the fourth quarter. I was wondering when they came in and blitz, where they came in and had the guy, the linebacker, come in and fake a blitz, and they had him cover off on a receiver, and they had the other guy come blitz in. We look at it, was 4 receivers doing stretching. It wasn't really no hot guy. And I'm like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? So it's just man. I always say, like I said, Trubisky in those plays that Foles did and the sacks he took and all that stuff, I was joking saying Mitch Trubisky would have been in Gateway Stadium parking lot by now. There's the one thing you said about Mitch. As I said, Mitch has a ceiling to whereas he probably doesn't have that talent as far as being that top quarterback. What that dude knows how to do. If somebody's coming, he's gone.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, Plank, want to know what your opinion on what happened tonight. And just want to mention again, for those who didn't watch the game, the Bears fall 19-13 to the Minnesota Vikings.
So in my opinion, what happened is there was a clinic on how one facet of your team can destroy and bring down the rest of the team. Think about it. Special teams has to get an A. They did good jobs with coverage. You know, they had one problem with the fumble. I understand that. They scored a touchdown. And Cairo Santos did a great job kicking. Defense, I'm going to have to give them an A. 2 turnovers. So interception, fumble return, held the other team to under 20 points. Normally those are games that you win. So what happened today was, you know, I can't put it on one player, except I'm going to put it on one player because he was, in Jay's word, I owe him a couple dollars for saying this. He was abysmal. Nick Foles, a lot of times he was in the pocket. He had ghost and phantom pressure. He was looking for pressure where there was none that existed. This offensive line, as bad as they've been and as rough as I've been on them, they actually gave them protection today. You know, they started out the game, as everybody else said, with good tempo. And Nick Foles, he missed a couple wide open throws that a professional quarterback should not miss.
Absolutely.
So, I don't want to hog all the time talking about Nick Foles, but in my opinion, that's what happened.
Oh, you can. Because anytime you have two first half turnovers from your defense,
you're not supposed to lose.
And you get 3 points. You got 3 points off of 2 turnovers.
You're right.
That wind up in your own side on your own side of the field. Come on, you got 3 points.
I got a new nickname for Nick Foles. I'm gonna call him Happy Feet.
The little pig one. Hey Jay, tonight, Jay, I was laughing at the broadcast because one of the broadcasters said that the Bears' offense was abysmal, and I was like, man, they listening to Jay.
That's a trademark.
They owe him money. Infringement. They owe him money.
That's trademark infringement.
But what I think,
I'm gonna tell y'all, Booger McFarland owe me some money.
Right.
He said on ESPN, he's like, the Bears' offense is abysmal. I'm like, he was watching the podcast. He watched our podcast. Watched our podcast.
Right. So you know what I think happened today is what's been happening to the Bears all year long. The Bears' offense cannot score points. Even late in that game, I mean, Jay pointed out when we first got on the broadcast that the Bears had 4 yards. What was that, the third quarter? I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Unless you only had one possession, there's no way you only get 4 yards in a quarter. So what happened to the Bears is the Bears just can't execute on offense. It's too late in the season to try to adjust your playbook. All you can do is try to scheme things. But they look pretty good as far as tempo in the first quarter. Then it started falling apart. But basically in this game, the Bears did not score a touchdown offensively. Against think about it, against the 29th ranked defense in the league. So I mean, so they're getting progressively worse on offense because even against the bad defenses, they're getting less and less points against more inferior defenses. So I think by this week, the Bears defense should be ranked dead last to really actually put it in the right perspective. I think they was 29 coming into this game. But hey, let's go to the next question since many of us brought up Bill Lazor. Did the Bears offense look any better under Bill Lazor? Hey, Plank, you started off.
First quarter, he came out throwing some different looks, some different tempo. It actually just felt a lot better. The offensive line was energized. They actually provided some run blocking as well as some pass blocking. So they came out of the chute doing pretty well. We ended up having Nick Foles miss a couple throws, and that kind of took us out of a good offensive rhythm. And as Jay said, as everybody else has said, from that first quarter, everything was quickly a downward spiral. So, if I'm going to judge Bill Lazor on the first series, he's great. He's in the Hall of Fame. If I'm judging him on the rest of the game, he needs to be on the side of a CTA bus looking for bus fare or something, because he needs to be walking home from that stadium today.
Okay. Hey, Jay, you're up. I know you got that look like you've been waiting to share this.
I don't know.
Right. I don't know. The Bears had 117 yards of total offense in the first half. 117 yards in the first half. Abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. He came out. I was actually mad about the first play of the game on offense where he came out and threw that same swing pass. But he got into a rhythm and they got comfortable and they were starting to move the ball, but it just didn't stick. It just didn't stick. And with everything with the shambles of the offensive line and Nick Foles missing wide open receivers. He had Jimmy Graham on the sideline at one time when they was in the red zone where he missed that he missed that pass. Like I said, the interception that wound up being an interception to Anthony Miller. You got to hit that play. I mean, he was wide open. He had a clean pocket, and Miller was wide open, but the throw was high, and it wound up going off his hands. It wound up being an interception. So, did it look any better? It looked any better schematic-wise, but execution was bad.
Okay, execution was bad. Hey, I want to read this comment from one of our fans watching on YouTube. Kofi, he put out there, the Bears suck. Leonard Floyd has more sacks than the entire Bears team. Man, Leonard Floyd got more sacks than the whole Bears team.
Cut it out.
I haven't looked that up, but if that's true, that's totally ridiculous.
I don't think that's true.
I'm sorry, guys. Real quick, just throw the caveat out there.
Caveat.
Leonard Floyd got 5 sacks in his last 2 games. He got 5 sacks in his last 2 games.
Okay.
Just to put it out there.
Okay.
Just to put it out there.
You know what? Off passing and running, they're kind of like, it's like a yin yang. When you're doing one, you're able to do the other. Nick Foles is, like I said, he's a MVP of the Super Bowl. There's just things that I'm seeing right now that I've actually never seen before in my life from a MVP quality for one quarterback. There's certain things, there's certain passes, and you know what? And the thing is, you call him lucky or whatever, but don't matter. He was an MVP. With that comes responsibility. Number one.
I want to comment on that.
Yeah, what's up?
No, I just said I want to comment on that. Because I'm sorry, guy. I want to comment on that because the bottom line is when Nick Foles was the MVP of the Super Bowl, his running game was averaging 135 yards a game. So the play action was working. When you last when you last in the NFL with 82 yards, ain't nobody scared of your running game. So your play action is not going to be effective. So with that, I want to say that's why his play action is not working.
Okay.
Right. The only people that's fooled is him. You know, but like I said,
Right.
the point is it's like a yin yang. If your running game's not really going that well and you're passing and you're making consecutive passes, you're making good passes, you're getting yards after carry, now you're forcing the defense to step off the line to guard the pass. Now you can run. But this guy is like, I'm looking at passes that he's missing. And
Absolutely.
the thing is, it's not the fact that he's missing passes. It's the fact that he's missing passes that you're taught as a kid in high school that you have to make. There are certain passes. All this old madness, little tap touch stuff. You see what happens. You start getting cute and you get dropped on your, excuse my French, on your ass. You know, and then I was looking at a situation, like for example, like with the question, you said the offense look any better than Bill Lazor. Guys, the tempo was great. You look at these good teams around here, they got that tempo. They ain't got to throw 30 yards. They can throw 5 yards, but the tempo is right. The first quarter was great, but still, regardless of how great the tempo was, everything was downfield. We just, man, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who. I could coach the Bears right now and probably be lucky enough to get 7 points.
Guy, I can tell you why the Bears run pass offense doesn't work. For the same reason when you at the playground and you playing basketball and you miss 16 jumpers in a row, nobody else responds every time you do a pump fake.
Exactly.
They're like, we want you to shoot that.
Right.
You haven't proved to me that you're going to do anything.
Right. So let me ask Terrence this question. Hey, Terrence, did the Bears offense look any better under Bill Lazor?
I'm going to go back to my first statement. Absolutely not. You got to remember that normally in the game, the first 15 or 20 plays are already scripted.
Right.
To understand a great offensive coordinator, those guys make adjustments during the game. There were no adjustments made during the game. Absolutely none. So when you take out the first 10 to 15 plays of a game that's scripted, that you repetitively repeat over and over again in practice, you should expect some results. We didn't get that.
Yeah.
But going back to Nick Foles, guys, we got so enamored with his Super Bowl run, but let me give you a brief synopsis of who Nick Foles is. He can give you a good 2 to 3 games. He did it when he first started his career in Philadelphia, then when he went to the Rams, then when he went to the Chiefs, then when he went back to Philly. He can give you 2 to 3 games, and after that, we get to see the same Nick Foles. That's why he got beat out by an undrafted free agent in Jacksonville last year, and that's why he's here today.
Yeah.
So that's who Nick Foles is. That's who he'll always be. He'll give you a good 2 to 3 games, and then that's it. So until we get a real quarterback in here and a real offensive coordinator in here, the defense is going to wear out, and we're going to wear thin. Thank God for Roquan Smith.
Yeah,
y'all forgot the other team. Yeah, but he did play with another team, though. You know, he played for the Kitty Kingdom preschool football team. He got picked for this fat kid named Spanky. Spanky won out the quarterback spot, so he ended up just coming back to the league. So that's all I got to say. I can't do nothing but crack jokes because I want to keep myself from just being pissed off. You know,
that's a good point, Terrence. That's a good point.
Yeah, I like to mention that our co-host Tammy couldn't make it tonight. So Terrence is kind of sitting in for, he's going to get a little extended time tonight. He really just one of the guests that's kind of got online, but he get a little extended time now since Tammy is not on tonight. But let's go
for 3 minutes and just dropping gems.
Yeah, man, we better kick you off.
Dropping gems.
Right.
No, that's all jokes aside. But hey, let's go to a little lighter notes and go to a little bragging rights for a minute. To kind of
bragging
for a minute.
Oh God.
Yeah, a little bragging rights.
Okay.
Let's see where we at right here. Yeah, I was the lone dog in this, right? I was the only one that picked the Bears losing.
That's true.
But let's start look at the records here. Tammy is 4-6. Jay is 3-7. I'm 5-5. Hold on, did I mess up somewhere here? Oh no, yeah, that's it, right?
No,
Guys 4-6. And Plank is 5-5. So me and Plank tied for number one. Jay still trailing a little bit. This has been really a hard season to pick. Basically, I really do believe that this is the real Bears team that we're seeing the last 4 weeks. I think when early on in the season, I say this again, when I know I said it and a lot of y'all said it, when I said I know we won, but I think those were luck. And I know good teams make their own luck, but I don't know if this team could get out of this funk. And like Jay said at the pregame show, his coach used to say, Katie, what is it, Katie by the door? Is that what it
Katie
was?
by the door, baby.
Yeah.
Katie by
Katie
the
may
door.
be by the door. But anyway, let's
Katie
move
by the door.
to we're gonna wrap up offense and move to the other side of the ball. No, we're gonna start offense with one more question because this is something that's been plaguing us all year. Is what is wrong with the Bears offensively in the third quarter? I guess I'll start off myself with this one.
Go ahead.
Okay, the Bears. Around the third game of the season, I started pointing out that the Bears was an ineffective team in the third quarter. What I've noticed with the Bears is I don't know. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if they go in there and drink too much Gatorade. I don't know what they do. But whatever happens in the third quarter, they better have a big lead because they're going to do absolutely nothing coming out of the third quarter. Now, tonight it was a surprise because the only touchdown came in the third quarter from a special team score. But other than that, we was looking at the game. It was 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game, and that was the Bears' first down
First down.
Yeah.
Yep.
since halftime.
Yep. Yep.
What is the word, Jay? Abysmal. I mean,
Yes.
you could have accidentally got 2 or 3 first downs. I mean, 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So that means you went 15 minutes, whatever your time of possession was in the third quarter. And then you went several possessions into the fourth quarter before you just got a first down. I mean, I don't know what happens to them in the third when they go into the locker room because usually they say when you go to halftime, you make halftime adjustments. Whatever their halftime adjustments are, it doesn't work. So hey, Terrence, we're gonna
Probably
break
got bad burritos or something.
right.
They're instead of abysmal, they're Pepto Bismol.
So hey, Terrence, what do you think happened?
Like you stated, with that first down, 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third quarter, they have no game changer. You know, Allen Robinson is a great possession receiver, but he doesn't scare anyone. I think what's really happening, Tariq Cohen missing has exposed
That's big. You're
a
right.
lot of offensive deficiencies that we have because when the play breaks down, there's no one you can go to because you got Cordell Patterson playing running back. So, I mean, it's just no creativity when there's no when the offense, when there's a breakdown, there's no security blanket is what Tariq Cohen was. Anthony Miller, I don't know what has to happen, but he has to figure it out in these next 6 games or he'll be out of here.
Stealing money. Right.
Yeah. So it's just there's no creativity with that offensive play calling. If Allen Robinson is double teamed, Komet, Graham, I don't think they're utilizing their tight ends. I'm not saying that they're both of those guys are all pro. Those are big targets. Those could be your security blankets. 3-4 yards. You get a couple yards. David Montgomery. It's just a real bad situation, and it's getting worse. And these next 6 games, when you look at the schedule, you can realistically see in them lose all 6 of them. There's only one possible game, and that's probably against the Houston Texans. Okay. Everyone else is real bad.
Look,
yeah, hey, who wants to go up next?
I'll go next, man. Terrence, you got to stop dropping the bombs because I'm gonna be out of a job, man.
Wow,
you know what? This is something that Terrence said. You know what? I'm gonna be out of a job because this dude he's with it. Okay, seriously, just like Terrence said, the first 15 plays are scripted. Let's just go into something even deeper than that. You ever hear something like when they talk about football teams or any professional team is really good. It's like they have businessmen-like qualities. They come in with the kind of like the briefcase. They come in, they're not too high, too low. They come in and handle their business. I don't care if the playbook is bad. It's not like they just made the playbook up this year. I mean, these guys know these plays. You should be able to pop out of the bed and run these plays fluently. A lot of times it just seems like a lot of guys are just sort of going through the motions like, and then it's like a domino effect. Then all you need is like when they first started out, everybody was happy. They were just like hearty. They was like, yeah, let's do this thing. Let's do our thing or whatever. Then Nick Foles misses a pass or two, or we get stopped on a run or two. Now guys seem kind of disenchanted. Just like I was saying a few shows ago about the defense, I think, you know what, they playing their ass off. But the problem now is you have attrition because you didn't have preseason. You got guys that are in shape but not football shape. Now we see what happened when our guy went out, man. When Hicks went out, it was like downhill from there. So now you got a situation where the defense does what they do, but their main cog is don't know how long he's going to be out. This could be bad, man. We don't do anything in the third quarter. We just come out there like, okay, let's see what happens, as opposed to every last man on that squad knowing this is what we're going to do, and we're going to move the ball this way. It just seemed like they go out there and wing it, man, like they're in a pop quiz or some stuff.
Okay. Hey, Jay, you're up.
The Bears offense don't sustain drives. That's one of the biggest problems with the Bears. They don't sustain drives on offense. And the bottom line is you got to be able to move the ball at a good clip. And it's almost like they come out and it's like first down, they gain 3 yards. Second down, it's a sack. Now you put yourself in third and long. And now your defense is back on the field. The Bears offense today ran 50 plays. The defense was on the field for 70 snaps.
Wow.
And it's been like that for the last 3 weeks. So the Bears defense that actually played like two and a half games on defense. And their offense has given them absolutely nothing. So what is wrong with the Bears offensively? We just can't score no points. And I don't know what the problem is. I've always said it's been play calling. But again, like I said, the more things change, the more things stay the same. You activate Lamar Miller and you throw him 2 swing passes. You didn't give him that 1 carry. You got the rookie Artavius Peterson there. Ryan Law didn't get a carry. It's like you're not sustaining drives. And with Nick Foles being which I'm going to say, Nick Foles is gun shy. With him being gun shy, this offense is going nowhere.
It's a great point. They
care about the wrong zeros, man. They care about the wrong zeros instead of the zeros on the board. They look at them zeros after them digits on them paychecks they get.
Right.
Probably right. I think in today's game it was a big play on that fumble on the punt return, and that kind of took us out of our rhythm. At that point, defense had just made a tremendous stop. Absolutely.
Turn the point of the game.
Defense made a big stop. They had to turn the ball over, and what did defense do? They came up again and still held them to 3. So I think one of the things that starts happening in the offense in the third quarter from an offensive perspective is you saw that we were dependent on Cordell Patterson, who's a heck of an athlete. He's not a running back. And the difference between being an athlete and a running back, because he's an athlete, he's always going to try to get to the corner. He doesn't even I saw a couple runs today where the hole had opened way earlier than him trying to get to the corner. And he just bypassed the open hole. That might have been a 7 or 8 yard gain. And instead, he kept trying to get to that outside. And, that's one of the things that running back 101, they actually started looking for the open holes. Even if Tariq Cohen was in there, he'd say, oh, wait, this is the opening. I'm taking this, as opposed to trying to look for a later opening. So, a lot of things that are happening is, they're predictable as far as plays that they're running. You always know when Patterson's going to get the ball, and you know when he gets the ball, he's going to try to run it to the outside. So it makes it that much easier to defend.
Yeah, that's a great point, Plank, that you made about that. And I thought about when Terrence mentioned earlier about the Bears missing Tariq Cohen. I know I mentioned it a few weeks ago. Tariq Cohen probably would be Nick Foles' best friend because Nick Foles he's definitely part of the problem. He throws these senseless behind the line of scrimmage passes.
Right.
This is why sometimes you could be fooled that the team has some kind of flow going on because he gets in a rhythm of completing passes, but he throws these passes like on third, and it's 3rd and 8, and he throws a pass for 2 yards. I mean, that's a completion on your stat sheet, but that's a worthless pass.
Right.
But when you had Tariq Cohen, he might be able to make his guy miss. And like what Plank mentioned about what's the guy's name? Number 84. I'm drawing up a mental.
Patterson.
I mean, I was a running back myself, and I see some of them holes he missed. He's not a running back. He's a gadget player. He's a gadget player. That's exactly what he is. He's a gadget guy. You maybe you throw him 2 or 3. Put him in a receiver once or twice a game or something. Maybe you throw it to him one time. You give him one pitch out. Maybe if you got like a 4th and short, you may bring him in there once in a while and just give it to him. But he's not no running back. I mean, he doesn't have the natural instincts of a running back. You don't develop him all of a sudden in the pros. I mean, that doesn't happen like that.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
What is that?
It kind of reminds me of when the Bears took Devin Hester and tried to make him a wide receiver.
A wide receiver,
Yep.
They tried to make him a cornerback at first, remember?
Yep.
But you know what else I call it too? I call it like that. I call it the Darren Sproles syndrome. They use him like Darren Sproles. The difference being is Darren Sproles was a running back who happened to be an athlete who could do it. It's a big difference. You just can't take a guy who is not a running back and expect him. Just like you say, it's like it was a hole wide enough for you to drive a truck through. He reminds me of that dude in that commercial, that fat dude to be playing basketball up on the hole and just be pump faking like this, and then everybody just stand around like he ain't fooling nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. But
yeah, I think we all agree that the defense did a heck of a job today. I'm trying to decide on which one of these questions to go to, but
cook up. I was saying that through the whole text, man. That was lighting him up. There's no way in the world you can tell me that your defense. This is my thing. I'm not a professional football player, and I would never even claim to be. But if I'm on offense, if the defense is out there lighting up a dude that's averaging 122 yards and holding him down like that, and it don't fire you up, you need to get out and go somewhere else.
I told y'all.
They put it on him, didn't they?
You're right. I told y'all. Like Dalvin Cook ain't finna have nothing. I told y'all.
They was even holding him up like around the neighborhood when you get a guy, you grab him and just hold him up, and then everybody just come and smack. It was like
right.
I actually think he did wind up having like 93 or 95 yards rushing.
Yeah, it came from maybe 2 runs. It was only like 2 runs that he basically broke us off.
For you. Jay, I saw on the first play they targeted Darnell Mooney for a screen. I didn't see another pass go to him.
Exactly.
I did not see him utilized at all, and he's quite a receiver.
No passes to Darnell Mooney after the first pass that he caught. Like I said, you activate a running back who is a running back, and Lamar Miller, who's a Pro Bowl running back in the past, and he gets not one carry. Yeah. I don't understand what they process is. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And like I said, I'm not gonna use Abysmal. I keep saying it. I'm not gonna use Abysmal. But I swear, just watching the game tonight, it's just disgusting. It's just totally disgusting. It's like you can't get a first down
against the 29th ranked
against
defense.
The 29th ranked defense. You can't get a first down. Here it is right here. Three and outs in the third quarter. That's the only time you had the ball. You had the ball 3 times in the third quarter. You got 4 yards, and it was 3 and outs. Disgusting.
That's not good enough. Hey, let me go to this next question. And matter of fact, I'm going to put is the Bears a playoff team? I know we brought this up last week, but I think we really got to start digging at this question. Hold on, let me one of the YouTube comments. I saw something about playoff. Hold on, what did it say? Right here, I put it on the screen right here. There we go. You got Richard. Defense is done with this team when they see the offense can't do anything. That's a great point right there. Can y'all see that comment down there? Yeah, that's a very good point.
I see that point. I disagree. Again, anytime you hold, we putting defense into too high a standard. You holding NFL teams in this age where everything is written for offensive football for less than 20 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we keep getting back, and we're saying it's like you're a parent and you got 3 kids, and one of your kids is always the one that's bad, but you get the other one's whoopings anyway. That don't make no sense.
Yeah. Mike, I don't think he was saying the defense is done like they can't play. I think he's saying they're done.
They take risks.
They're like the offense is not holding up their par.
Yeah, but they still holding the other teams to less than 20 points.
But I'm gonna tell you something, Yep. I'm gonna tell you something, Your defense holding the team to 20 under 20 points a game.
Yep.
If you can score 21 points,
you good.
You can win.
I agree.
That's it. That's it. And that's the problem with the Bears. The Bears are averaging 16 points a game since this Foles has started. That's not good.
That's not good. This part gonna be real quick. This is gonna be a real quick part because I know we're getting close to the end of the broadcast. We can make this real brief right here. Is the Bears a playoff team? As of today, the Bears record is 5-5. They're tied with me and Plank on our predictions as 5-5. Unless some miracle happen, I don't know. Today I say the Bears is not a playoff team. I think they spiraling down into. They're not good at the bye week, so we're about to go to a bye week. And
don't even talk about that.
At the bye week. But anyway,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's start with you, Terrence. Is the Bears a playoff team? We're gonna make our answers real short so we can wrap up in the next few.
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
What about you, Plank?
They got 4 games left against division teams, 2 against Green Bay. There's no way we beat Green Bay. We got Minnesota again. We may not beat Minnesota up there. And we got Detroit where we just eked out a win on the last play of the game because somebody dropped the touchdown. No, I don't think we're a playoff team as much as it hurts to say.
Okay. And I just put at the bottom of the screen one of our viewers on YouTube, their comments about the Bears being a playoff team. That's by Kofi. Okay, hey, Jay, you're up.
No. I said it last week. I was like, hell no. The Bears ain't a playoff team. The bottom line, like Clay just said, we got 4 division teams. We got 4 division games left. We got 2 against the Packers, 1 against the Vikings, and 1 against Detroit. And then we played the lowly Houston Texans and the lowly Jacksonville Jaguars. We might be able to win those 2 games, but right now, we actually might be looking at 5-5 right now. It's sad to say. We started 5-1. We might be looking at 6-10.
Okay. Hey, let me share one of the comments by one of our fans right here that's watching on YouTube. Jaye Beasley. Hey. Hey, you got some fans out there.
That's my baby girl. That's my baby girl.
Yeah, that's great.
My baby girl.
Hey, that's nepotism.
Well, we gonna go ahead.
Comment and watching the show. Guy?
I say what? I said it 2 weeks ago. I said I don't think so. I don't think so. Because you know what? The defense is starting to break down now. Something I saw too today was like I was asking why the safeties playing back so far? It's because they're worried about getting beat, and they're in a place right now. They know their offense is not going to score, so they try not to give up points. But on another thing, y'all talk about daughters. Today is my daughter's 30th birthday. Happy birthday, man!
Happy birthday.
I love you, baby. The Bears could have won, but it is what it is.
Okay. Hey, everybody answered this question, right? Yeah, everybody got this question. So, hey, let's just wrap this up with the grades for the coaching staff, and then we'll be out of here for the night, and we got a bye week next. How do you grade the Bears coaching today? We start off with you, Jay, real quick.
Once again, I continue to get the defense. I give them a B plus. They did what they needed to do against the run, which I knew that was going to happen. They gave up a couple of questionable pass plays when the coverage that they was playing, especially on the touchdowns that they gave up. I'm like, okay, this is questionable coverage. But overall, I would give the defense a B, C minus, D to the offense. Special teams get an A because I think they played well. But outside of that, overall, in all three phases, I would give them a C.
Okay. Plank.
Okay, I'm giving the defense a B. I'm giving the offense. They got to get a D. You know what? That's too high. I'm giving them an F. 2 field goals against short fields. That's not how a professional offense looks. So from a coaching perspective, I gave the special team coaches they got a high grade. They got an A. Also, before we get out of here, tomorrow I want to make sure everybody knows that it's our 36th anniversary of Final Conflict, Omega Psi Phi, 36 years ago tomorrow. We became members of Omega Psi Phi. So, all right.
Congratulations. 36. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
We should end the show with Atomic Dog on that
one. Hey.
Special teams, absolutely an A. I'm going to get a defense a B plus, and the reason why is because what they had, they did it. Offense, I got to give them 2 of them, and the reason why you got the 29th ranked defense out there. You can't score 7 points, and 3 of their starters were. So there it is.
Okay. Hey, Terrence, I see Kofi get a defense an A. And he's asleep. Get off his Z for being asleep. That's all they deserve. You give him a this. Hey, Terrence, what you got?
Special teams, I give them an A. Offense, I give them a major F. Defense, I give them a B minus. We have to really start to evaluate Buster Screen. Look how many times each game.
I agree, man.
That's a whole other conversation, bro. That's a whole other conversation, Terrence. That's a whole other conversation, man. Because I'm like, okay, you know what? This dude is a liability.
He is.
He is a liability for real. Because that first touchdown that he gave up to Alabama, he didn't turn around and look for the ball. His arms was flailing like, what are you looking at? Yeah, Terrence. Hey, we right here with that one. We definitely right here on that one.
You're right.
So I'm going to give the Bears defense a B plus. I'm gonna give the offense an F because they didn't get a touchdown. You don't get a touchdown against the 29th worst ranked defense. You're not too good at all. Special teams, I'm gonna give them a B because that was one of the things that I mentioned in the pregame that the Bears special teams need to put them in short fields. They did that. They scored. They did it. They kicked field goals. Matter of fact, I know
punt return.
Yeah, I know this other part was kind of irrelevant in the game, but it could have probably been relevant. One point, right late in the game, I think it was early in the fourth quarter, the Bears were in field goal range. The Bears should have took that 3. I think they should have took that 3 because when the game got close, right down at the wire, it would have been making the difference of getting in field goal range to tie the game versus needing a touchdown. I'm going to keep saying this. This offense is so bad. You have to take those 3 points. Whenever those 3 points are there, I don't care what the situation of the game is. Your offense probably can't score. So just take that field goal. But we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We missed you, Tammy. We see you. And we got decided we're going to do a show next week since we got the bye week. And thank you, Terrence, for coming on. Hey, everybody have a good night. All right. Great job. Peace.
All right. Peace out.
I'm not dancing tonight.